Yo, what's good, gamers? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lincoln Clay coming back with another video. Remember to hit like, subscribe. Let's get this show on the road. You know, earlier this week we had a rumor about Xbox 2 releasing in 2019, and I find it strange that the day after that come all these leaks about some Xbox exclusives coming. So when I stopped and thought about it, the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to believe that an Xbox will release in 2019. You know, when you stop and look at it from both the Microsoft side and the Sony side, it really makes sense. All right, let's break things down from the Xbox side, starting with the 360. The 360 launched in 2005. And when it launched, there was two variations of the 360. You had the 360 core, which was $300, and then I believe you had what they called the Xbox 360 Deluxe, which had a 15 gig hard drive. And that sold for $400. And these two consoles launched in 2005. And I think about a year, maybe 2 years later, they came out with the Xbox 360 Elite, which was pretty much the same 360. It just had a 120 gig hard drive. And then I think sometime after that, I don't know how many years or so afterwards, you had the Xbox 360 Slim. And when the 360 Slim came out, there was two variations of that. You had the 4 gig Slim, and then you had the 250 gig Slim. So I forgot how much those cost, how much those sold for, but I do remember that the Xbox 360 Elite, that sold for $400 when it came out, because I bought one. So when you stop and look at the 360 generation, that generation lasted for 8 years, and you had 5 variations of the Xbox 360, and that's not even including like 360 consoles that were like Halo themed and stuff like that, you know, the bundles. We haven't even counted that. So we counting 5 consoles during an 8-year span. So obviously there's a pattern starting there. And now we have the current generation. As everybody knows, the original Xbox One launched in 2013. And then in 2016, August, I believe, the Xbox One S launched. And I believe that because the PS4 Pro was on its way, Microsoft quick slapped a 4K player in there and HDR support, and then started basically calling it the world's first 4K console. And then you had E3, where Microsoft made the announcement, you know, E3 2016, Microsoft made the announcement that Project Scorpio would launch in 2017. And I think they made that announcement to try to keep people from buying the PlayStation Pro, and would get them to try to wait until next year to buy the Xbox One X. So this generation, as of right now, is 4 years old, and we've already got 3 variations of the Xbox One. You've got the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and the Xbox One X. And I might be reaching, but I wouldn't be surprised if this year they come out with a 2 terabyte Xbox One X. That's not, you know, I might be reaching, but you never know. So there's the Microsoft side of things. So on the Sony side, you have the PS4, the PS4 Slim, the PS4 Pro. We know what kind of success that Sony is having. I don't need to go into dates with all those consoles. The reason why I'm bringing up the PS4 side is because of the possible rumors and specs on the PS5. And we'll go into that in a second. In one of my previous videos, I commented about a YouTuber who goes by the name of Foxy Games UK. And according to him, he worked at a development studio that's now closed. And a couple of his co-workers worked for Sony, and they gave him information on the PS5. And according to his sources, the PS5, they're looking to put at least 10 teraflops of power into this console, but they're shooting for 12. I believe they're supposed to put about 16 gigs of RAM into this console. The console will be backwards compatible and PS4 titles will be enhanced. And Sony was looking to launch the PS5 at the end of 2019 with a launch price of $400. And it's a pretty safe bet that Sony's going to keep the gravy train going, you know, pumping out exclusives by the boatload. So if Sony launches the PS5 with those kind of specs at the end of 2019 with a $400 price tag, it's a sure bet that they're pretty much going to retain most of their user base, which analysts are guessing might, you know, they might have 100 million units sold by then. It's a sure bet that Sony's pretty much going to retain its user base, and the next generation will be over before it starts. No, so back to the Microsoft side, you still have the element of price, and I am absolutely convinced that Microsoft will try to launch the Xbox 2 at $500. So with a launch price like that, and if the PS5 launches at $400, it is imperative that Microsoft gets out in front of Sony, because if Sony comes out first with a $400 console, Microsoft is pretty much dead in the water trying to launch a console at $500 right after the PS5 launches at $400. So with that being said, if they try to launch this console at $500, it is imperative that they get in front of Sony, because once the PS5 hits, it will be over. So when you put all that together, of Microsoft coming out with a different variation every other year of its current gen console, and the looming threat of the PS5 coming out possibly the end of 2019, maybe early 2020, it makes perfect sense that Microsoft would come out with the Xbox 2 in 2019. Let me know what you think. You know, drop a comment. You know, give me your input. This your boy Lincoln Clay. I'm out.